Hey everybody, it's Amanda Stanley from Jupiter's Labyrinth with a little bit more yoga asana for you. So today I want to hone in on something that my teacher helps her students out with a lot, which is shoulder health and postural health. So when you think about our day-to-day activities, a lot of it is kind of hunching forward over the computer, driving in cars, even maybe if we work with our hands a lot, weeding in the garden, crafting, we're always kind of looking down, even on our phones, our tablets. There's a lot of forward hunching type motion and posture that really constricts this and really overstretches this and weakens this part of being able to roll the shoulders back and down and open this back up again to give us that healthy posture that we need for a healthy working body. So first things first, find a wall. So I've got a radiator behind me, but hopefully you don't, because you would want to be as flat to the wall as possible. So imagine that my backside is also pressed up against the wall. This is just what I'm working with at the moment, but imagine that your whole backside is pressing up against the wall. So you're trying to find a long, straight spine. It actually might even be nice to grab a pillow to sit on, to give you a little bit of more openness in the hip flexors. In fact, I see a blanket I'm going to go grab real quick. So just a little perch to give yourself to sit on. And then just find a comfortable cross-legged position here. And again, we want to find the wall and press our back up against it. Now, the backs of our shoulders are really not going to plant completely to the wall, but we're imagining that they could. So we're really trying to open up, not by pinching the shoulder blades and coming into something that puffs out our chest, but enough to just imagine that, again, the backs of these shoulder heads just trying to press a little bit more closely to the back of the wall, which helps us to ground those shoulder blades a little bit better. You also want to feel that the back ribs, or as much of the ribs as possible, is pressing down. So it might be that you can sneak a hand beneath you behind the wall and just try to press down a little bit more. So shoulder blades, backs of the shoulders, and the lowest ribs you can muster are planted to the wall. The back of the head also gently presses back and up a little bit. So this might actually invite a little tiny chin tuck, or what feels like a chin tuck. So we're just holding this straight and strong spine here for a moment. And then from here, I'd like us to find goalpost arms or cactus arms. Now, right now my arms are not, they're not touching the wall, but I would like for them to do so. So draw those elbows back, draw the biceps back, the forearms, the backs of the hands. Can they plant? Can you also still feel that your ribs are making contact with the wall, that your shoulder blades are pressing as flat as possible up against the wall? This is really challenging. Your arms might not make it, your shoulders might not make it, your elbows, your hands might not make it, but this is a great place just to, again, wake up those muscles that are constricted and restricted from movement with that forward sort of hunched posture many of us carry. From here, even if your arms are away from the wall, even if they're more like this, that's okay. We're going to move on to phase 2 after hanging out here for a moment. And what that looks like is just drawing the arms up overhead. Again, can you keep the core engaged to press those lowest ribs? The shoulder blades are still planting. We're not letting the shoulders creep up like this. We're relaxing them down, and we're doing our best to press those blades, right? And we're keeping the 90-degree angle within our arm, and then we'll let the elbows drop. This should be very challenging. I haven't met many people who can do this easily. And so the movements are slow because we have so much to think about. The elbows, the backs of the forearms, the hands. Again, it's okay if your arms are out here, as long as the elbows have contact, that's good. And then the low back, or not the low back, but the low ribs, the shoulder blades, the backs of the shoulders, the back of the head is pressing. This is a lot of core work to keep our middle, or at least our upper back and upper body, planted to the wall. Do this a couple more times. This is definitely, you might feel that one side is struggling more than the other, but really take your time. The slower the movement, the more you can feel going on. And you should start to be warming up here. I definitely am. My left side's a little crankier than my right. Beautiful. So that's a really nice heart and chest opener and shoulder strengthener and even core work a little bit. So we'll come away from the wall here, and then I'm going to show you something that's called a rhomboid push-up. And what we do here is come to our all fours, and we want to see that our hands are spread really wide, so really spreading them as wide as we're able. And we want to make sure that our shoulders are directly over the wrists. So we don't want our shoulders way over this way. We don't want them back behind our wrists. We want them right over. Same thing with the knees and hips. We want hips right over knees, okay? So again, we don't want any bums behind or bums ahead of those knees. Hips right over knees here. And we're straight and strong with those arms. If you're hyperextendable like me, give them a little bend so that they're not doing so. From here, what we're doing, and I'm going to show you in a couple different ways. Let me tuck my shirt in so that it's not getting in the way of my demo. Coming back to all fours, so straight arms. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep my head level, so parallel with the floor, and I'm just going to drop my chest. So what I'm doing is I'm just like allowing my collarbone, my heart to drop down. The rest of my spine is staying in neutral. And then I'm pressing away. So this is a movement of the shoulder blades. So the shoulder blades are coming close across my back, and then they're pressing apart. So it's a dropping of the heart, and it's a spreading of the shoulder blades. So blades come together as the heart drops, and blades spread. Notice my arms are not bending at all, okay? And notice that I'm not coming in to cat and cow. So we don't want this roundedness happening here. We don't want any of this. It's literally everything is staying held firm. So we're using the abdominals to hold the tummy in. We have a little bit of a slope in that low back, so neutral spine, and it's just the blades and shoulders working. That's all that's moving across the back. So of course we're trying to keep that heart open, but it's not happening with rounding the back this way. It's happening with drawing the shoulders back and down and opening the collarbones forward. So again, heart dropping, blades spreading apart, blades coming together across the back, and then blades coming apart. This should be feeling really warm. These are the rhomboid muscles that are in between the blades and spine. Another way to kind of see this, and hopefully you can see it a little bit through my t-shirt, but I'm going to pretend I'm doing it in mid-air here. So again, blades coming together, blades spreading apart. So again, my arms are staying straight. My spine is staying straight, other than the upper back moving. And then I'll show you from the side here this way. It's really just this movement here. Blades coming together, blades spreading apart. And all the while, there's none of this going on. So we're rolling the shoulders back and down. So one more time on the all fours. This really helps to strengthen so much of the shoulders and to, again, offer strength to hold our posture better throughout our day. So rhomboid push-ups, and then at the wall, doing some of those cactus arm snow angels, if you will, can really, really help benefit the shoulders and unlearn, unteach the body this sort of forward hunching position to open this up, broaden through here, and strengthen the muscles to hold everything in place. So I hope you enjoyed my little clip of Yoga Asana this afternoon. Thank you for joining me. Let me know if you have questions. Have an awesome night, guys.